Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. I'm Lisa, this is Rooted Souls Tarot and this is your weekly tarot reading. So I've got these lovely Collect, Baron, Read Spirit Animal Oracle cards. I'm going to pick you two to start off with and then we'll dive into the tarot. So this is for you if you are Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising. It's a general reading, so just take from it what you need, the messages that you need to hear, and leave behind what you don't need, basically. Simple. Okay, so we'll have a couple of cards and see what's going on with you over the next week-ish, 10 days-ish. And that's whenever you come across this reading. It's an evergreen reading, so whenever you find me, basically. Right. We have Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. Oops, excuse me. Then we have Electric Eel Spirit, never had that one before. Bring your ideas to life. Okay, so this is quite straightforward really, isn't it? So in order for you to start bringing the new things into your life, bringing your ideas into life, your vision for your future to life, you've got to make some space. So that involves clearing some clutter. So there's something this week that you've got to let go of, whether that is metaphorically or physically. You've got to release and clear the way, make space for your new ideas or for new things coming your way. Let's have a little bit of a look at what's going on with the tarot. We'll have 5 cards and 5 clarifiers, 10 clarifiers, 20 who knows? We'll just see. Right, Sagittarius. We have the 8 of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Okay, so we're starting off there with that 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is a card of self-sabotage. It's a card of holding yourself back. It's a card of you basically just letting that brain of yours do a bit of a number on you and hold you back and keep you a prisoner of your own thoughts when really, you know, none of these things are actually holding you back. It's just you and being in your head. You know, I'm a Virgo. This is me, my card. I think it was invented for me and for a lot of Virgos. It's about self-criticism, over-analysis, and just basically just letting your brain ping pong around, thoughts in your head ping pong around and just turn it into something bigger and different to actually what it is. Therefore, sabotaging yourself moving forwards, creating a lot of stress and anxiety for yourself, and just basically holding you back when really you're free to move forwards. So if this sounds like you, if this sounds like something that's going on for you right now, the answer is almost always very simple. It is literally just to get this one thought out of your head, however that may be, whether you're going to have a chat to a friend, whether you're going to actually stand in front of the mirror and say it out loud, whether you are going to write it down in a journal and look at it, because basically you want somebody else or yourself to look at it from a completely different perspective. You want to be a witness to what it is that you've got going in your head rather than actually being in the middle of it. So by getting it outside of yourself, you've got a fighting chance to actually see the reality in the situation, because once we say it out loud or it comes out of our head, we can look at it and we can be more objective about it, and we can, you know, make better choices and see things differently and basically move on from it. So I'm going on quite a little bit about this, so I do think this is quite important for you this week, Sagittarius. At the end of the day, our thoughts can often be our very worst enemy, and I think this is the case for you. Let's have a couple of cards to go with that. We've got the Page of Wands and the Hermit. So the Hermit speaks of introspection. It speaks of looking within, looking at our shadow side, looking at why we behave the way that we do, gaining wisdom and insight about ourselves. And then we've got that Page of Wands. The Page of Wands, he's carefree. He keeps things simple. He doesn't overcomplicate things. So I think maybe this week you're going to have this period of introspection, or maybe you should have this period of introspection, whether it's going to come naturally or whether you're getting this message because this is what you need to hear right now. You need to simplify things, to not overcomplicate things. And it is very, very difficult, isn't it, when you are that is naturally how my brain works. I always think that everything is more complicated than it actually is, even down to simple, like when I was at school, maths problems. I always thought, no, that's too easy, that can't possibly be right because that is too simple. And often it was right, and I'd just, think that it was much harder and much more complicated and in-depth than actually it was. And this is where I feel like you are at the moment. I think you are maybe overcomplicating things in your head. And the Page of Wands is a lovely card because he's fun, he's free-spirited, he's carefree, he's just moving through life with a fiery energy, moving towards his joys and passions, not letting anything, weigh him down too much, not let anything be too complicated. And I think this is what you need to be doing, and maybe that is going to involve some period of introspection, of learning about yourself, learning about why you're thinking the way that you're thinking, in order for you to move forward in a productive way this week, Sagittarius. Quite a heavy start to your reading, and I do apologise, but that's, like I say, for that message needs to get out there for somebody or some people. So we've got the Page of Pentacles as our next card. Pages generally bring messages or news, and this one is bringing you some news on your material world, regarding your material world. So whether that is money, whether that is your home, whether that's relationships, something different for everybody because it's a general reading. It could be that it's, you are going to be learning something about your material world that you're actively going to be doing yourself rather than it coming upon you. Let's have a couple of cards. It could even be an opportunity. Let's have a little look. We've got the Ace of Wands. It's an opportunity. Somebody's bringing it to you, right? And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So there's something regarding your material world where you're going to get some news about something that's going to bring an opportunity. Ace of Wands, it's a brand new something. Being a wand, it's something maybe work related. It is something that is going to bring you satisfaction, joy, reignite your passion. And so I think this is very much to do with bringing your ideas to life. I think you're going to get the opportunity. So keep your eyes peeled this week. And you're going to be moving forwards with your pentacle. So this pentacle that you've been offered, that's giving you this new opportunity, you're going to move onwards with it, but you're going to move onwards in a careful and considered way. So for instance, if it is work related or business related, you're going to weigh up the whole situation. You're going to maybe think about, how you can best move your business forward. Maybe you need to think about new premises, or maybe it's finance related to your business. But you're going to weigh up all of the options. You're going to figure things out so that you're making sure that you're doing it right, that you're spending your pentacle energy right. Then we've got the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is you being really pleased with how things are going. Things are really starting to go your way, I think, midweek. Things are feeling good. Things are feeling exciting. And I think, you've got that energy of a bit of a go-getter energy, because things are feeling like they're really pushing forwards. And, I think this niggle with your, maybe a little bit of self-sabotage that's been going on at the start of the week. It needed to happen. I think you needed to get that out of the way, and maybe that's where the clearing the clutter comes in. You're clearing your brain space, you're clearing all of this nonsense that you've got in your head that's not serving you, and you're figuring it out, and you then being able to move forwards in the page of wands kind of way, and then that's opening you up, making space for these new ideas to come in. So that Nine of Cups, there we go. Brand new cycle started. I think this release that you've had at the start of the week, or early on in the week, is the catalyst for a brand new cycle beginning, because you're changing the way that you're thinking about things. Things are shifting, and things are beginning to move in the right direction, the way that you want them to move. The world is all about you learning and finding wisdom, insight, knowledge from the last cycle of life, whatever that is for you. Maybe it's been your last work cycle. Maybe you've done a particular job for a lot of years, and now it's time to move on to becoming, maybe you've been a salesperson in a shoe shop, and now you're going to become a hairdresser or a doctor. I don't know, but there's some new cycle that's beginning for you. And it's going well. It's going well. Then we've got this thrown into the mix. This nice Three of Swords. I love it when things like that happen, because it's just a completely contradictory card. So the Three of Swords speaks of loss. It speaks of heartbreak and pain. So it also speaks of healing. So I think through this last cycle, there has been something that has brought some loss and heartbreak into your life, and now I think you're releasing it, because we've got that Nine of Cups at the top. That's you happy with the way things are going, and I think this is time for these feelings of heartbreak, this sadness that has been within you because of whatever reason, going to be different for everybody. It's the wheels turning, the new cycle's beginning. And it's time to let that go. And I think that is, again, clear out the clutter, releasing these feelings, pulling these swords out of that heart, and letting your heart heal and move onwards. We've got the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, again, it's about holding on to something too tightly, about releasing, letting go. Often we can hold on to things because it makes us feel safe and secure and protected, and I think that's maybe the case in your case. And in this instance, it is of a material thing. So whether it is you've been holding on to a job too tightly, or some money you've been holding on, you've been scared to spend, whether you have been in a house for 25 years and really it's time to move on, but you've been holding on to it because it makes you feel safe and secure. That's the sort of thing that now it's time to let go, to release it, in order for you to bring new things into your life. It's like that this release card, it reminds me, I'm a yoga teacher as well, so, and it reminds me of muscles. When we contract the muscle, and then we release the muscle, contracting the muscle and then releasing, and then we're bringing all this fresh new blood and oxygen in, because we've stretched everything and let everything do its job and released any stagnant energy within that muscle. And so all of the fresh new oxygen, the fresh new blood can come into it and give it a brand new start. And that's what I feel like this is for you. You need to stretch and release in order for you to introduce something new blood flowing, new oxygen flowing, new energy coming into your life, new things coming into your life, because you've taken that action of stretch and release. So what else have we got with that? Be quiet, Ruby. I've got Ruby here in my office with me today. I apologise. She's a little bit whingy and grizzly because it's quite warm here today. Right, we've got the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is the card of victory. It's the card of winning. It's the card of being seen, being noticed. So I think by releasing whatever it is that you've been holding on to too tightly. Again, you're winning, you're making space, you're clearing the way, and it's going to only bring you good energy, good things coming your way. You've got the 9 of Pentacles. That is you receiving the benefits of your release. So if you imagine that muscle, that the contraction, the release, you're releasing, and this abundance is flowing towards you. You're going to feel the benefit. So we've got the Lovers as our next card. The Lovers is about connections, deep connections. Doesn't have to be a significant other. It can be a work relationship. It can be a friend relationship. I think for a lot of you, this is work. For a big chunk of you. Please let me know in the comments if this resonates with you on any level. I'd love to know if it does. And also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, if you're not already, that would be amazing. Thank you if you do, by the way. And also, thumbs up, comment, all helps me to get my channel out there into the big wide world. Okay. Strength. Death. New beginning, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, so moving onwards, you've got a brand new beginning coming your way, an ending of something. You're releasing something. So with a release comes an ending. And I think it's going to really shake things up when you can let this thing go, when you can release things, when you can begin to move onwards, clear the space for new stuff coming in. You know, we've got that Lovers card there. The Lovers, again, it's about connection, about deep connection, somebody that's going to be important, integral in what's going on with you this week. And maybe you're going to need to give that person a little bit of extra support. I actually think we've got the Strength card that speaks of obviously inner strength, but I think you and your inner strength are going to be helping support somebody else, somebody that's important in your life moving forwards on maybe an emotional level rather than a physical level. And then we've got that Death card, the ending of something, the ending of an old situation, an old thing, an old job, an old house, and whatever it is you're choosing to release, an old emotion, an old material thing. You're beginning to make this new start. We've got 2 suns here. We've got the sun there. We've got a brand new start and a sun there. Yeah? So sun is abundance. It's about the light. It's about things being more positive. Things being in a more abundant and positive and joyful and loving and happier space because of the changes that are happening. And then we've got this Ace of Cups, the beginning of new happiness. So it could well be, you know, there's this a new deepening relationship with connection with somebody within your life, somebody that you're supporting, you're helping through this helping transition through this ending and new beginning, and then it's opening things up to new love, new happiness. It's a really, really good reading, Sagittarius. Very interesting reading. At its heart, it's all about you releasing. It's about letting things go, about taking new opportunities where they're coming your way, daring to bring your new ideas to life, trying not to procrastinate too much over anything or overanalyze over anything. But I think you are good this week. I think this is a really nice week for you, where I think you're going to have quite a bit of healing if you want it this week. You're going to be open to some nice healing and nice movement onwards. Yeah. Electric eel spirit, bring your ideas to life. Nice. Right, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope that's been helpful. I hope you've got something from that reading. In the meantime, you look after yourself, stay rooted, stay open, and stay magical, and I will catch up again with you very, very soon.